Okay, hello, hello, hello. I'm going to give a few minutes and wait for some peeps to come in. When you do pop on, give me a little comment. Let me know you're here. Say hello. Let me know who's here. All the fun stuff. Sometimes it takes a few minutes for everything to go through the lines. So if you're here, give me a hello. Okay, I'm starting to see some eyeballs coming in. There we go. Give me a second here. Oh, there's Mandy. Awesome. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Amanda. Edith. Hi, everyone. How you doing? To Gabriel. Sherry. Hey, long time no see, Sherry. Hope you're doing well. Okay. Eric. How you doing, Eric? And Suzanne. Nice to see some familiar faces. For those of you here in the New Brunswick area, I don't know about you guys, but it was certainly a beautiful, beautiful day here today. All right. All sorts of people. Nice to see you guys. I'm just going to give a few more minutes and allow a few other people to come in. I know I had chosen 3 individuals to go live with me tonight, and Jane actually had another appointment, so she wasn't able to make it. And Kimmy, I know she was saying that she's only on her phone, so she probably can't go live as far as video goes with me. But Kimmy, if you happen to show up, let me know. Because I can still do something over chat. Not a problem. Sorry, I'm catching up with some of the messages here. And hello, Mandy. I see you. You're kind of sitting on the sidelines, green room. So right now you're just off on the side, and yeah, I will bring you in just a few minutes here. We'll do it that way. So yeah, guys. So yeah, I'll look to see if Miss Kimmy. So I'll only have the 2 live. So I'll also be doing the regular readings as far as connecting, seeing your names come up, seeing which ones jump out, because it's the guides who actually direct me to the individuals that need the sessions the most. So if I'm not able to make a connection for you, or I don't answer one of your questions, please, please, please don't take it personally, because I still love you. Just the way it works. Hello, Kimmy. I see you there. Nice to see you. And my day was really good. Actually got to catch up on some things. And yesterday got out on my motorcycle last night with my Merla's Coven girls and other lady riders. So we had a little bit of fun. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I've got about 30 people in here right now. So Miss Kimmy, I think I'm going to go with Mandy first, and then you can post and let me know if you have a question, if you want a connection, okay? Voices are talking already. So Mandy, I'm going to throw you up in the stream here. Hopefully. There we go. So how are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. So I want everyone to welcome Mandy. For those of you that maybe haven't jumped on my live before, what I'm doing now is prior to going live, I'm doing a bit of a contest. So you guys have the opportunities to enter your name in, and basically you'll have the chance to come live when I do my sessions like this. So yeah, I usually run it for about 2 weeks before going live for sure. If you go back in, you'll have multiple entries as well. Okay. So yeah, you guys check out for the next one, watch for it to come out if you want to have that opportunity to go live. So Mandy. And I know when I sent you an email, I gave you the opportunity whether you had a question or if you're looking for a connection this evening. Do you have a
just open to anything, really.
Okay. I know when I first saw you kind of pop on there, I was getting a female connection on the other side.
Okay.
Mom's still here, correct?
Yep.
So I think grandmother, but almost like a motherly type of energy as well.
Yeah, she pretty much raised us.
Right. Very strong personality. I get hands on the hips.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And not that she was mean or things like that, but no. It's kind of like you knew the rules and you followed the rules, right? You didn't kind of step out of line. I get her being very loving.
Right.
A lot of laughter around her, but she also didn't have a problem with cuffing you upside the head if you needed it.
Exactly. Yep.
Right. She shows me the kitchen, and the kitchen represents somebody who likes to cook or bake. And I think
She
she was
loved baking and cooking. Yeah.
yeah, I think she was a pretty good cook too.
Very
So
good.
she feels like the type of individual, if you were to go and visit her, she's always trying to feed you.
Yeah.
Right?
Always.
And trying to, give you things to take home with you, right? Wanting to make
Yeah.
sure you're taken care of. So is that mom's side?
Yes.
Okay. Because I felt a
Yeah.
connection back with mom. Your grandmother felt like she was sick for a time before she passed as well.
I think so, yes.
But I do get a fairly long life with her.
Yeah, she was in her mid-80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they show me they show me, I'll move that to the sides a little bit. They show me the illness, which was what I call a ramp, and then they show me a quick downturn. So she would have departed fairly quickly as well.
Yeah, it was very fast. Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like her organs were kind of shutting down, but they bring me to the lungs and the heart. So I don't know
Right.
if she was having issues breathing prior to passing.
Right. Yeah, because I didn't get to the hospital that evening. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She just wants to give me one sec. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. When your grandmother made a decision, she made a decision she followed through.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Right? Because she's kind of talking to you. So she's stepping forward for you.
Right.
And it's like imbibing these properties of strength. And then I hear her say, like, stop beating around the bush, make a decision.
Okay.
So that tells me that there's something that's sitting on your plate that you keep kind of putting to the sidelines.
Yeah, there's probably quite a few things.
Did you want to ask about, even if it's the first thing that comes up? Because she shows me, it's like, stop being so wishy-washy. Like,
yeah, I can hear her saying that. Yeah, definitely. Right. I'm not really sure what she might be talking about. There's a few.
Would you like to ask about something, though? We can ask her opinion, too.
Yeah, more or less like going back to school and career-wise, and am I in the right direction? Or would she agree with the direction I'm going? Because she never had a problem stepping her foot down and telling someone.
And yeah, I would definitely get that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting when you're saying about moving in the right direction.
Right.
And this is coming from guides a little bit as well. They're saying the only thing that's holding you back is you.
Right.
So you're getting in your head way too much.
I do. Yeah.
Way too much.
Yeah.
Right. And then I also feel that from that capacity of, can I do this? So this would be going back to the school.
Yeah.
Okay. So retraining.
A lot of like self-doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of self-sabotage. It's like you're gung-ho, I'm going to do it. I look into it, and then it just goes to the sidelines.
Yeah.
Can't do it right now because of.
And excuses, kind of.
Exactly. And that's why we use the term self-sabotage, because we will literally make excuses why we can't.
Yeah.
So here's your grandmother going, that aspect of, if she was going to do something, she did it.
Right. So follow her lead.
The same expectation for you. She's like, why are you sitting on the side?
Right.
In your heart what it is you want. Excuse me a second. Hey.
Okay.
Out. Let me shut my door very quickly. My dog was sleeping in here and my husband just came home. Who's here? Okay. The line of direction as far as the schooling that you want to take, they tell me this is something that's been on your mind for quite a while. This isn't anything recent.
It's kind of, I knew I would be good at it, but could I do it?
And there's your grandmother with her hands on her hips again. And she goes, you can do anything you set your mind to.
Right.
This isn't anything new that she hasn't told you before. She would always have encouraged you.
Oh, definitely.
Follow your own dreams.
Yeah.
And never give up. There's that strength and endurance and
that she put in all of us. Yeah.
Yeah. So she sees you wavering and she's trying to, if you will, give you a nice swift kick in the butt to go, come on.
Right.
Right.
And
you want to ask something specific about that?
Does she watch over my son? Like, I know he has a huge connection still with her. And like, he was the last great grandchild that she would have met.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I can always say yes as far as watching over, because they always come to visit. She shows me that she's got a fair-sized family, though.
Oh, a lot. Right? Yeah.
So when we talk about hanging out 24/7 with one person,
there'd be no way.
Like, I got so many people I have to visit. So she definitely kind of does the tour. And she's really, really, that's important to her. Her family's
he brings
very-
her up a lot. Yeah.
right. Well, because she keeps showing me a picture. Is there a picture with her and him that he has?
Probably. Yes, I believe there is, with a Spider-Man blanket. Yeah.
Because she
It
keeps
was
showing me
a Christmas.
two of them.
Yeah.
Okay. And as I say that, she goes, he was always the best snuggler.
Yeah.
So I think that was almost one of his favorite places to be when he was
Yes.
with his grandmother,
Yeah.
was snuggled up in her lap.
Always.
And I think that was, one of her favorite, she says, all of my grandkids are important.
Yeah.
And then she kind of winks, like she had a real soft spot for him too.
Big time. Yeah.
Right.
He'd love to hear
So,
that.
I mean,
You'll have to tell him.
yeah. Well, again, this is being recorded, so you can always show it to him.
Right.
And she's kind of, she's funny. She really is funny.
She is very funny. Great sense of humor.
She wouldn't have thought much of this stuff.
No, she didn't.
She doesn't really believe in it either.
That's why I
But
wasn't
she did
sure if she'd come through. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of the ways that I work is I think it's because I'm a channel that I've always had the ability to connect with whoever people want to, connect with.
Right.
And excuse me for tripping over my mouth a little bit. When I'm in a grounded state, sometimes I have a hard time speaking my own stuff because it's so for the guides in spirit. So basically, your grandmother's really trying to encourage you to move forward with that schooling. Stop making excuses why you can't, because they show me your heart has been there for a long time.
Yes.
And even though there's fear there, deep inside yourself that you can do
that. I can do it.
Yeah. What's the program you're looking to take?
I was looking into like a legal administrator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's quite a distance away from where I live. So it was like, my son is getting older and I know that if I want a good life, I have to make it now.
It's time. It's time you start doing things for yourself.
Yeah.
Because it always has been about the family, but there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But you're going in a sense of, they show me almost like boredom. So you need something new too.
I need to keep busy.
Yeah. So it's sitting there. You just need to make the choice and the decision to move forward with it.
Great. All I needed was her little push.
And you say that, she comes back and she says, oh no, don't worry. You're going to get more than a little push from me. Right. So, and she's also saying, pay attention to the synchronicities. So have you been seeing a lot of like the 333 and 111?
All the time. Yeah. Like if I look at the clock, 333.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she's bringing that up. So it's almost like she's equating her being around, trying to give you a kick in the ass.
At those times.
You're seeing those synchronicities.
Yeah. And same with like eagles. Yeah.
Yeah. Does that help a little bit?
It helps a lot.
Awesome. I'm glad your grandmother was just like right there too. It always helps.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I really, really appreciate you coming live with me for a little while.
Thank you.
You are very, very welcome. So I'm going to jump you off here now.
Okay.
And again, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Okay. Awesome. And I know some of you guys were commenting. I was seeing names coming up. And I know, Miss Kimmy, I have you next. Excuse me if I didn't answer people because I was trying to keep my focus exactly where I needed to be. Okay. So now that I'm off that a little bit, Miss Kimmy, you were actually the second person that I had drawn. So I want to know if you would like to have a connection or ask a question, my dear, even though we're kind of on the sidelines. You've got first dibs on that too. And greetings to anyone that I may not have said hello to yet. Hey, Kelly. Long time no see. So what I'm doing too, just so you know, normally what I do is as people's names come up, as I see different names, my guides will direct me to those individuals as far as messages. And then, so if I call on you, you'll have the opportunity to ask a question or have a connection. Hello, Merla's sister. Woohoo! Always nice to see the sisters backing us. Okay, Miss Kimmy, you're saying your brother John or your friend Sandra passed suddenly in February. Are they okay? Give me just a second here. And I'm gonna go with John first for you, if that's okay. Give me just a second here. So when I go towards your brother here, the first thing I'm getting, so I don't know whether it was a COVID related thing or not, but I'm getting like really difficult breathing, and it's like I'm hearing that I'm on the other side, so a real sense of shock and surprise as well. Are you understanding that? It's funny because it's what I hear is in some ways it's like he had almost lost his sense of humor in some ways. So I see your comment about his heart giving up. Yeah, it's just this all of a sudden trying to breathe and not being able to breathe, really, really hard on the lungs. So, as I said, that sense of surprise being here and then not being here. Okay. So when we talk about the heart, what I'm hearing from the guides is I heard genetic defect. So this was something that was in the DNA, if you will, in the DNA, sitting there in the lines, whether it was diagnosed or not. And they're showing me um, that probably within the previous 2 to 3 weeks of his passing, um, what they're showing me is he was starting to have some signs of some issues happening. I get more from the place of being more tired, right? Exhausted, but he was just brushing it off to um, just being busy, right? Mhm. So is this a younger brother for you? Okay. And I see your validation here when you're talking about you guys all having heart issues. Yeah, he was showing me, guys are saying it was genetic. Um, but I don't think it was showing so much in him, other than just previously coming into it. Not like it was. So he was older. Okay. The reason why I'm asking that is because he's like making a joke about bugging his, like say we're kids and just pestering you. And you get laughter and just like bug, bug, bug. So not that we didn't like each other. That's not what I mean at all. But to me, that's like almost like a camaraderie, right? Lots of fun. And then he shows me I get this sense, what I hear is just he was becoming so serious. He forgot how to laugh, if that makes any sense. Um, so it makes me feel just being so much more busy and not necessarily making or taking the time for himself that he needed. Okay. And then I heard when I said, okay, he just says, tell mom I love her because mom's struggling. And not that there isn't others in the family that are struggling as well, but he shows me that mom is. But mom, let me go back a step here. Your mom's on the other side though, isn't she? Okay. Let me see. You met as adults and acted like kids. Okay, that's why he's showing me that kid camaraderie, the gentle ribbing, the making jokes, the having fun, right? Okay, so I take it the yes is to mom on his side because it was interesting when I heard him say, now, when you said you didn't meet till adults, would he have a different mother or stepmother? Just to ask that question. Just waiting for a reply. Sometimes there's a little bit of lag in the lines. And hopefully we don't have the trolls jumping in tonight either. And hello to anyone that I may not have said hello to. Okay. Okay. So different mom, same dad. Okay. So is his mom still here? Because when I heard tell mom I loved her, it automatically was like your mother's passed. So I'm not sure. I wanted to just double check that. So is his mom still here, or is his mom passed? Okay, so she's passed too. I wonder why that would come through. So there could be someone else who was almost acting in that mother capacity in some ways. Because to me, it's also, if not, it's a female that is struggling with his death, with his passing. Do you understand that? Did you want to know something from your brother? Okay. So maybe it's you that he's referring to. So your comment about, that you were the motherly one to all the family. So have you been struggling a little bit with his passing? I mean, again, not that we don't, miss our loved ones at all, but when he's sending love through the lines, and it was a mother energy I was getting, um, and it could also represent just, meeting later in life, and even though we're having fun, sometimes we don't always go into those deeper conversations. So if okay, so if he never really said how much he loved you, it's definitely he's sending his love through the lines. I think he showed it in his actions, in the things that he did, from that perspective. But he's what he's telling me to tell you is take a breath and just know that he's okay. Right? I'm so sorry. I see you just saying that you had just found each other and then he was gone. Okay, I understand why he's saying that. It just makes me feel like he didn't physically really get the opportunity to tell you that he loved you. So he's sending that through the lines. He wants to make sure that you know that that is the truth. And then I hear, um, well, I heard even with all the bullshit that was going on in the family, I'll say it the way I heard it. So it really makes me feel that there was a bit of drama there at times. I get some butting of heads. Okay. He's telling me that you need to take care of yourself as well, because he's telling me you haven't been so much. Said with love, but he's still saying it. You understand that? Hello, Michelle. My sissies come in. Ah, so he was a motorcycle boy too, huh? Well, I think when you talk about loving his bike, he loved what that represented, and he loved the freedom and just being able to, well, what I hear is get away. Yeah. Does that help a little bit, Miss Kimmy? They rode for the vets. Awesome. I used to be part of vet motorcycle group here until just actually this year when I've left and come back to Moorless. Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm very happy to be able to provide you with some information. He was the first one that was jumping forward, so that seemed to be um, it seemed to be the one that needed to come forward first. And I get that your friend's all right as well. I'm not going to go to her too much, other than it really feels she's still doing some healing, because they show me a face void of emotion, and whenever I get that, it represents the fact that someone is still doing some healing from situations that they weren't able to heal when they were here. Okay. And hello, other Michelle. Another VCer. You are very, very, very welcome. Yeah, I kind of, as you had said earlier, that she passed very quickly. Right. That's the way it works sometimes. And I mean, it's part of the energy, and even though it's hard to say goodbye to people sometimes, I think for myself, anyway, this is a personal thing, I'd rather see a loved one go very quickly than, suffer. Right. And again, greetings to anyone that I may not have said hello to. Like we got about 30 some odd and popping on here after a biopsy. Yeah. So when you're talking biopsy, she had cancer then. A lot of times when I get the face void of emotion, it's cancer or heart issues that they usually pass from. You know what, Miss Kimmy, when you're asking the question about just hope she finds peace, for me, the guides have always referred to the process of going to the other side. And they say, first, we're greeted by a loved one who helped to escort us to the other side. We then look at what we call life review. And then for me, the guides have always referred to a stage called cocooning. And what they say that is for me, and it might be different for another psychic or another medium, what that represents is being surrounded by higher level beings, angels, call them whatever you will, and they're there to help the soul to integrate the learning from the lifetime and to heal what needs to heal. So when you ask the question about finding peace, that's very much what that assistance is about, is to help us to move through that stuff so we don't take it, sometimes, yes, we still have some things that go into the next, but it's part of a process. Okay. So I hope that's helped a little bit. And I see it was a blood disorder. Yeah. So hopefully that helped a little bit, my dear. Ward, I know you've been posting back and forth there. You're very welcome. And I know there's other new people coming in. Welcome, welcome. For those of you that have not been on my lives before, over the summer, I'll be doing it just once a month right now. But as I see names come up, Spirit directs me to them. I have a little pen and paper over here. I make note of names that jump forward at me. And those are the ones that I will give messages to. If there's someone you really want to connect with, I'm not able to make that connection for you tonight. You know what? This is what I do full time. Jump over to my website, paulahunter.ca. Be more than happy to book you with a private session in person. And I do a lot of Zoom sessions and then record them so you guys can download them after too and have that with you. So I just want to know whether Ward is still in here or not. Hello, Nadine. Hello, Judy. And Caitlin. All sorts of names here. So Ward, Vandeplass, if you're still here, let me know, okay? Suzanne, nice to see you, my dear. And you know what? All I can do is try my best. I love what I do. And this is, when I go live, this is my way of giving back to all of you who help support me as well, right? Okay, Ward, I think I was seeing earlier that you were looking for a connection from a friend. Is that correct? Hello, Darlene. Nice to see you, my dear. So just let me know, Ward, if it was, I believe you had said the name was James. Oh, and I see we have the trolls are starting, so I'm going to, give me 1 sec, I'm going to try and pop on my live here. And delete ban the troll really quickly. I call them trolls. Lovingly, but trolls just the same. Okay, Subconscious Healing, you're going to be leaving my chat here very, very soon. I don't know. And you know what, people like that, if they think they're going to get work out of my clients that are here, you know what, it doesn't happen because people aren't going to deal with someone who's like that, to be honest. So I'm going to try and get into my chat here, hopefully, and see if I can't give them the boot. And if not, then as soon as I go back through afterwards. Yeah, it's coming through as Subconscious Healing. He's spamming my stuff right now. But for some reason, it's not showing up here either. I'm just going to see. And I don't think I can boot them. So I'm not sure what's up on that. Not sure where they're coming from, but I will go back after and delete those. So if you see the messages, just ignore them. They're just trying to spam everyone. Unfortunately, they're spamming my stuff. So I'm losing everything in my comments here too, trying to find back where I was. Okay. Thanks, Jessica. Aw, that's very nice. Let me see if I can find messages here because I'm getting all spam. So Ward, again, let me know. It was James that you wanted to connect with? Okay. And if I read correctly, Ward, you were saying that there was an argument or something between him and your girlfriend. You said he left the house and then didn't return. Okay. This is what I'm getting just to show you, whoever the Subconscious Healing, and it's spamming up on all my comments. So I'm trying to pick between all the crap that is happening so I can see your messages. So I'm glad that you guys can't see it. I mean, I'm definitely seeing it. So I'm just waiting for just a confirmation from Ward there when you're talking about what I was just talking to you about, that you had said that he had had an argument and then left and you hadn't seen him again. Okay. 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 So I see, Ward, you were saying that he had a lot going on. There was a lot of trouble and trauma and that he had committed suicide. Give me just a second here. When you're talking about him having a lot going on, it almost makes me, what the guides are showing me is almost like a chemical imbalance too. So that can almost be like a bipolar type of thing as well, right? So part of it was life, and they show me part of it was chemical in the body as far as the depression, right? So I don't know if he had a diagnosis, is that from that perspective or not. But that's definitely what I'm getting, right? Okay. Ward, what he's telling me is basically he's telling me that you're holding guilt over this. Um, Thinking, and again, whatever happened that evening about the argument, and if you will, siding with your girlfriend more than anything. And then after knowing this happened, it's like I should have done something different. I should have said something to him. I should have stopped him. Like all these, what I hear is should have, right? And what he's telling me to tell you is, you know, I heard, don't take it personally. He says, but this had nothing to do with you. You understand that? And I know this is from another comment, but I want to bring that out here because he's showing me that you're holding so much guilt in yourself that it's actually beginning to affect your health a little bit as well. And he doesn't want that for you, right? Because he's telling me that, you know, he'd be there and then he'd push you away as well. He pushed people away. So he says, how can I expect you to be there? He says, when I was the one that was pushing back. You understand that? And I understand when you're saying you blame yourself because you left your home and you didn't stop him, but he's showing me that the circumstances of what was going on, right? He says, I would have kicked my ass out too. So it tells me he's very blunt. Like he's very straightforward. He doesn't make excuses for things at all either. Right? You understand that? Because he keeps talking about, I am not your responsibility. Very abrupt. Right? He says he needs to hear it straight. Right? So I think he might have been that type of personality too. Very much a straight shooter. And I think sometimes people didn't know how to take that either. Yeah. And I see you're saying that you're just wondering, you know, what if? And what if I had done more? And that's what he kept bringing up was the what ifs, that your mind keeps playing through this. And he's being very direct and asking you to stop. Because, you know, he's telling me there was nothing that you could have done. There's nothing that anybody could have done. Right? He says the direction that my life was going, he says that was, you know, he says that was a potential outcome. And I don't know if there was substance abuse there or not, but it makes me feel like he would, and that can be drugs or alcohol, but almost like a form of escapism too. And then, like I said, he pushed people away. He takes ownership of that. I think he struggled in relationships as well. So I don't know if he was just coming out of a bad relationship, but I kind of get the feeling there was not the best relationship there either. That makes some sense. And you know, it's funny because just a minute ago, you know, when you're calling him his friend, he's referring to you as being his brother, not a friend. Yeah. And I mean, if he could have done anything for you, he would have. And he knows, you know, he's telling me and showing me over the years, he says that you have been there for him too. So it's not a case that you turned your back on him. He says the heat of the situation, there's nothing different that could have been done. You understand that? Like I said, that's what he said to me just a few minutes ago. He says he was my brother, and that hasn't changed. You know, whether on this side or the other side, you know, you had a relationship where you guys could talk about anything. And as I say that, he goes, but he says at times I piss. Right? He's direct. I pissed the shit out of him. Right? Like, you know, he had a way of pressing buttons on people, and as I said, he takes ownership of that. But recognize on the other side, you know, making the decisions to leave, I mean, they have the opportunity to get the healing that they need that sometimes they're not able to get here. And as I said, I really feel that he struggled with relationships. So that could be family as well. But I get a lot of, you know, he didn't always relate to females the best. And I think there's some that, you know, didn't treat him the best either. That helped a little bit. And he says, thanks for showing up. Because again, this isn't your normal cup of tea that you do, and it definitely isn't his. So I don't know if you were just kind of scrolling and saw it and said, hey, let's jump in and see what this is about. But he's saying thanks, you know, because he needed to tell you that there's nothing to forgive. Because he wants you to be at peace with that. And he says that's what you've been struggling with. Yeah. And I get that. I really feel that. You know, your comment about him being one of a kind and no one understanding him what you did. And that's that brother connection that was there. And as I said, I don't get people really saw him for who he was. They saw his reactions to circumstances, but it was always coming from a place of self-preservation and being hurt. And other people had difficulty seeing that. They just judged him right away. So just know that he's okay. He just needs you to be okay. That's important for him. Okay. You know what, Ward? You are very, very welcome. You know what? When we reach out, call it prayer, in our mind, whatever, everything's energy. And Spirit knows when we need to have the messages. They know when we need to hear from them. Just let them know that they're okay, but helping us to move through what we need to move through with the loss as well. Okay? Thank you for letting me pass that message for you and making the connection to your friend. I appreciate that. Let's see. I have about 45 people in here. It's been a while since I've just done through questions. Let's see who's jumping out. Who's jumping out? Okay. I want to know whether Allure, I don't know if it's G or G, is still in here. It brought me to you right away. So let me know if you're still in here, hon. Allure, G-E-E. So my apologies if I'm not saying it appropriately. Okay, I see you there. And welcome to all the new peeps jumping in. Very much appreciated. Yeah, subconscious, Michelle Nightingale. Yeah, that's my sister. I don't think she's going to come to you. Sorry. Okay. Allure, I saw you had posted something about an Aiden. Do you want to ask a question, or is this a connection for someone on the other side? Is this a question about somebody who's here? What is it you want to ask, my dear? maybe you can just, I see you saying yes in there. Maybe you can just elaborate a little bit. Okay. So this is someone who's on the other side, and I saw the name Aiden. So you were saying he left in a bad way, wanting to know if he's okay. I mean, and one of the things, like I said, that I can always tell you is we are always greeted by loved ones, right? So that trend, it helps us with the transition. And the guides have always referred to death as returning home. So one of the things they've always said to me is, how can it be anything but blissful when we return home? Okay. Just to give you that first and foremost. So give me just a second here. So he was a little outspoken sometimes too, huh? I get someone who didn't really mince words so much either. That makes sense. Sorry if it's a little quiet. Was there, okay. Laura, I see you're saying that I cut out a little bit. Give me a second here. Oh, I think I had to go back to try and remember what it was, because information comes through and it's not mine, so then it's usually gone. Again, I get someone who would speak his mind, didn't mince words. I'm not sure what was going on with him, but for some reason I get a little anger around him. And it doesn't necessarily have to represent anger at somebody. It can represent anger, you know, I'm angry at the world. I'm angry that this happened. I'm angry that that happened, right? What do you want to know from him? I want to give you that opportunity. Because I know you say that he didn't leave in a good way, so I'm not sure whether that's whether that was accident based, if you will, or illness. Is this a fairly recent passing too? Is he still holding on to so much emotion? I can tell you he's okay. They are always okay. They do their work. They have to do their work. It just takes them some time, right? I just get a more sense of surrendering, and it's almost like part of him felt like he wasn't going to be here very long, right? So I'm trying to get back down where I need to be. This little troll keeps popping up. It's driving me crazy, so it's throwing me out of my trance a little bit here. I think one of these days I might go over and use Zoom, invite people to Zoom, do it that way, just because then I can remove anyone that I have issues with as well. Unfortunately, a lot of these programs, it would be nice if they'd give you the opportunity to boot somebody out from showing up. Roxy, hang on there, because I actually had your name actually when you first came in, so I will come back to you, okay? So when you're asking the question about him being all right, I can tell you he's all right. I feel he's still doing some work. He's still integrating some emotion. And that's just going to take, you know, I use the term time, but time is irrelevant over there. And Allura, you're asking about, yeah, I'm not just a medium. I'm actually known as a channel. I just use the term psychic medium because it's easier for people to understand, but I'm a semi-conscious trance channel. So what that represents is I connect with high guides and they'll answer any type of question, which is your normal psychic stuff too. Relationship, kids, career, you know, things like that. I do both. It's whatever the individual needs. But I find a lot of my messages from spirit usually wind up being mediumship because that's what people are looking for the most. But when I do sessions here one-on-one, it's basically whatever you need. If it's spiritual, if it's mediumship, if it's, you know, life stuff. It's all incorporated. I don't separate them off as liquid sessions. My job is to make sure that my client gets what they need. And that's what's important to me, right? So bear with me here. Trying to catch up. Wanda, sorry, you're getting a friend request. Yeah, if you can report them. Unfortunately, the trolls have been getting worse and worse lately, and it's frustrating. Give me just a second. You know, I see your comment there, Allure, asking about jail and whether it has feelings, and the guide showed me yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So to me, that represents that it's still in progress. But the bigger question to ask at the end of the day is it the right connection? Okay. And to be very honest, I get that it isn't the right connection. So just food for thought. Okay. They show me someone who is a charmer, a little bit of a sweet talker, but his staying power isn't that great as far as relationships go. Okay. Thanks, Wanda. Like I said, after I finish with my live, I'll go back in later on. And that's usually what I have to do because they even start going in after it's done and start posting replies to people. And it's rather annoying. I wish Facebook would do something about it, but they don't. So it's frustrating. You're very, very welcome, my dear. Roxy, you still here, my dear? And hello, Nina from the UK. Welcome. It's funny, Kathleen, and I'm going to look at your question just for 1 second when you make the comment. I want to know from Spirit if I'm doing the right thing. One thing I want to say, if you get away from the aspect of right and wrong, okay, life is about learning. And sometimes we will have challenges step in front of us as opportunities to grow, opportunities to learn. So, and this is the way I look at things now too. I don't look at it as right and wrong. I'm going, you know what? I'm going to do this. And you know what? If it doesn't work out the way I want, I can go, oh, what did I learn from this? That opportunity that I stepped into may direct me into another opportunity. So, you know, when we sit on the sidelines, if there's a deeper part of ourselves that's saying, hey, you need to do this, it's our fear that stops us. So it's stepping outside of the fear and coming back to the aspect, if you will, what we refer to is, you know, the creative process and universal law, how our thoughts and words have a direct impact on what we're creating, right? So when we understand that and go back into ourselves and ask that question, am I doing the right thing? Am I stepping in the right place? Trust your heart. Trust what's speaking. Sometimes it's still a little scary, right? But we can look at our fear and I don't say analyze it, but say, okay, what is it I'm really afraid of at the end of the day? What's the root cause that's going there? And sometimes it is a case of self-sabotage. Sometimes it's, you know, where there's emotions involved and we're afraid to let our guards down to let somebody in. So, and as I say that, I get a smile and a nod. So that's interesting. So I don't know if that had to do with a relationship or not, but it's coming up that way. Roxy, we're talking about wanting to connect with a fur baby. Is there a specific one you would like to connect with? Because I know they recognize you've had more than one. Oh, now I have another one in here. Another troll. Gotta love the trolls. I don't know about anyone else, but I would never, ever step in on someone else's live. I think there's no etiquette there. I think it's disgusting. And to me, it shows the character of the individual and the reader if they're going to try and go into someone else's live and do that. So, unfortunately, there seems to be a lot of them tonight. So, okay, so let's see. I'm sorry to hear that, Roxy. I see that you've lost 3 most recently. You know what? I hear you. In last year in the span of a year, I lost 3 of my fur babies too in the same year. So I totally get it. Give me just a second here. So we're literally, it might be similar to mine. We're 2 dogs and 1 cat. I'm getting more medium to small cat. Hey, Jennifer, good to see you, my dear. Yeah, it's never easy to say goodbye, whether it's human or otherwise. I don't have kids, though. My fur babies are my kids. So one dog and two cats. So thank you, Candy, for reporting. Like I said, I'll go back in and boot them out. But what I'm finding is and this is me too. I let them bother me, and so it throws me out of the, if you will, trance state that I need to stay in order to hear to the best of my abilities. So that's on me, not on anyone else. Roxy, I was getting almost like a medium to smaller dog, and I get a bit of ego. Thank you all for reporting. I really appreciate that. Um, and when I'm talking about ego, Roxy, I don't mean like they were a mean and nasty dog. This is the dog that I keep getting. I get more from the perspective of prima donna, I guess you can say. You understand what I mean when I say that? Thanks so much, you guys. I appreciate that. It's frustrating. I'm trying to do my best, and they want to jump in there. Okay, good. So you get that. Because I was getting a dog that was coming first, Roxy, more than the cats. And as I said, it's very much, for some reason I don't know if they used to like sit up on their hinds or what, but it's almost like this begging. But it's like, I'm pretty, I'm lovely, I'm, so sickness, illness there, huh, with your dog? Because I get illness. And I don't get that, well, what I hear is we don't see it coming. So it's something that came up fairly quickly. And then her health dropped so very quickly. Right? So you're saying that you thought there might have been a mammary gland issue. Because they show me her being okay. And then this quick down. And then her system just starts shutting down. Right? Okay. Do you know if she had any issues with their liver too? I don't know if it's liver or kidneys, but they're showing me, liver, I think. Was she not drinking so much before she passed too? Because for some reason they're equating the water content in her body as well as being, so it's almost like her body wasn't able to move it the way it was supposed to. And maybe that has a connection back with the mammaries too, but they're showing me her not drinking or refusing to drink. Okay. She had to be fixed at 12 and didn't survive the surgery. Yeah. I think there are some other things going on there a little bit too, Roxy. Mama's baby, huh? She shows me a strong connection with you. So was she more of a smallish dog? I get a real cuddler. She wanted to be up in your lap and she wanted to be snuggling, but very, very aware of who touched her too. So she didn't always gravitate to just anybody. She was pretty good at reading people. And if she didn't like you, okay, she was allowed. Okay. Yeah, she didn't think she was allowed, that's for sure. Because I get this sense of, it's like, I want to curl up on your lap. She just wanted to be close. So it makes me think of a little one, right? But yeah, she's okay. Okay. She's sending her love through the lines. And what I heard was she's sad because Mama didn't get to say goodbye. Baby girl, that's awesome. Very good name. Right? But she's telling me that really bothered you, not being able to be with her through that transition, I guess you could say. I don't know how lightly I can put it, but it is what it is. Because she was your baby. She really was. Right. That help a little bit, Roxy? Aw, I'm sorry. She's just talking about not being able to say goodbye. She's okay though. I mean, they're always okay. Animals have a soul as well. It's just a different type, right? So hopefully that has helped a little bit. And they're always around us too. So if you feel the bed go down when they're around, or you hear the clicking of the nails as they walk, walking down the hallway, things like that, you'll find that they will provide their ways to let you know that they're around as well, just like people. Okay. Well, everyone, I'm coming up to that hour. Yeah. Roxy, that's awesome. Yeah, I had mine cremated too, and then our last one, we decided to bury them, and then we put the ashes of the other ones with them. So now they're all together. But I totally get it. Hey, Shelly. So yeah, everyone, I'm pretty much on the hour here, so I want to send lots of love to everybody. Thank you for showing up. I apologize for the trolls. I'll go back and try and delete that. Yeah, over the summer, I'll just be going on once a month. But I do card polls and other things. So you know what? If you're not on my page, like, follow. You'll know when I go live again. And I'm looking for some different things to bring into the my page as well, so we can liven it up and do something different. So you know, stay tuned for some of that too. If I wasn't able to make a connection for you, more than happy to set you up with a private session. You can message me through Facebook, or you know what, go check out my website, paulahunter.ca. It'll give you all the different things that I do as well. Okay, so you guys have yourself a wonderful night. Lovely seeing everyone, and you know what, take care, love hard, and be patient. You know what, we're in a crazy world right now, so the more that we can take care of ourselves and take care of each other, the more we can begin to change our world. Okay.